First of all, how did you guys originally come to this show? Like, did you know what your roles would develop into? Because your characters are in a very different place than where they started. So did you have any clue that all of this would be happening with them?
Well, Halia's on mute.
Hi, absolutely not. When I came onto the show, Eden was really meant to just be like kind of the drama of school, you know, the popular girl who was just mean to the new girl Kinsey and whatnot, and caused some stuff with Tyler and whatever. And I was blessed with a bigger opportunity when the season ended, and they put Eden as being this new demon. And then with season 2, it's just like blew my mind to become a series regular. I mean, biggest honor an actor can experience. And she just became this like larger than life entity that was just incredibly fun to play. So I did not know that this was where Eden was going to go, but I am so glad and grateful that it is.
I had a bit of a different experience when I first auditioned for Gabe into the room to audition. They let me know right off the bat that where Gabe's character was headed. I think they had that planned a little bit before. And I took that and I ran, and I think I was apparently one of the only people that knew, that wasn't a higher up or an exec or a producer or a writer, that knew about my arc. And I told absolutely nobody, which proves two things. One, I can keep a secret. And two, I'm an idiot because I just thought everyone knew. So that's why I didn't mention it, really. So I don't even get credit for the first thing.
Was it hard to wait to get to that point? I mean, the whole time you were playing him, you know, before he gets to be the big bad of the season, was it hard were you just sort of anxiously awaiting to get to that point?
No, I was enjoying it. It was more about the journey and not the destination for me throughout the season, because I knew eventually, you know, season 2 would come around, and, you know, thank Meredith and Carlton and all the rest of the producers and the writers so much, Joe Hill, and just everyone. I'm not going to name everyone because I'm going to leave someone out and someone's going to get hurt, but thanks to them, I sort of knew that season 2 was going to be my time to play around and have fun with my character, and do all these evil, wicked things. So season 1 was really about the journey, you know, and I don't think season 2 would be as much fun if I didn't get to build up that character and the suspense and the thrill of the big plot twist. So I wasn't eagerly awaiting my chance. I was excited to set the groundwork for my opportunity to really go at it full force.
Well, you knew that he eventually would get there, but did you know what the full story arc would be really for both of your characters? Did you go into this season knowing what the full journey for the season would be once you were prepared to, you know, be playing the villains?
Yeah, no, not at all, personally.
No, they give us the scripts as we go. So we didn't really get any information on the end of the season until maybe episode 5. Filming episode 5, I would say.
Barely. I don't even think we got the last few episodes until like the week before.
I was told some things in episode 5, so that's like when I kind of started knowing.
That was the rumor mill right there. I mean, if
there were a lot of rumors and things like that.
That was like high school, like drama stuff right there. Like going up to somebody and be like, "Did you hear that this person, blah, 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 blah," and someone else being like, "That's not what I heard. I heard that someone did this to that person." And you go, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
So it was really a lot of rumor mills. You know, people hearing different things from different people, and everyone asking what was going to happen at the end of season 2, but we didn't know anything until we actually got the scripts.
Yeah.
How did you guys approach finding these characters for yourselves? Because they are a bit unusual in the sense that, you know, they are villains and we see certain things come out of them at different times, but they're not always one way. So how did you figure out how you wanted to play that and how big you would go at any given time?
It was really just, I trusted the moment. throughout filming, I really learned to trust myself in certain ways, because I mean, a lot of this stuff I've never done before in my life. I think Griffin has had similar experiences where it was just like, it's not typical in your day-to-day to do a lot of the things that we got to do in this season. So just trusting the moment and going into it being like, I'm going to figure this out sometimes as we're going, and because there's things that you just can't prep for, and just being present in the moment of filming was a big thing that I personally learned a lot to do in the second season. If that answers the question.
Yeah. How about for you, Griffin?
I'm so sorry. Please remind me. We're talking about the experience of shifting into that character, right?
Yeah, how you built the character and how you decided, because I mean, you give some great menacing face, but sometimes he also sometimes he also just seems like, you know, a normal guy. So how did you gauge all of that?
It was definitely a challenge. I'm not the most menacing person. I'm a small man. I am not a muscly man. I think everything was working against me, honestly. So it was a lot of fun for me to find, you know, different ways to be menacing and different ways to show power or anger. Because I think when you have someone that's my size and my stature, you know, if I get real mad like this, you just want to laugh. You know, it's not scary, it's cute. And so I had to find a way to, you know, get rid of that. And I think what I drew from a lot was just, you know, watching movies about psychopaths and psychopathic tendencies. And, you know, Christian Bale in American Psycho, I'm not going to say I drew a lot from him for this character, but, you know, I love Christian Bale as an actor. And something that he said about how he prepared for American Psycho was he watched Tom Cruise interviews. And I found this to be the funniest thing, but he talked about how he would watch Tom Cruise interviews and he would be a bubbly person on the outside, very friendly, very, you know, approachable, but that he was just dead behind the eyes, and that terrified Christian Bale. And he said that he drew a lot from that for American Psycho. And, you know, that kind of got me thinking about other ways that I could draw from psychopathic tendencies that are just, you know, scary in very subtle ways. You know, the dead behind the eyes was a big thing. Even if, you know, there's a full grin smile, the eyes don't change.
Yeah.
You know, the eyes stay the same, and that stuff's kind of that the small minute details like that, I think, are what really helped me pull Gabe together. You know, not flinching, confident stature, posture, you know, not doing this thing that I do like right now where I use my hands a lot and bounce around while I talk. It's very just straight, deadpan, not a lot of movement. And I just found fun ways to really sell the psycho inside of Gabe, which was fun for me.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where you can't just go research what it's like to have a demon inside of you. So you have to just figure out what that could mean for yourself.
Yeah, I think, you know, I sort of decided on it's equal parts psychopath and demon inside of him.
Actors often talk about being an advocate for their character and having to find something to love or identify with about everybody they play. But when you play characters like this, do you even worry about that? Do you just find a way to embrace who they are instead of whether or not you like them or what they're doing?
I think it's a great question. It's important to find those elements in your character, because character doesn't believe that they're wrong or that they're doing anything wrong, right? They believe that they're doing the right thing because that's their goal or what they want. And they're going to stop at nothing. And especially, like, I mean, Eden being a baby demon, she doesn't really have a very very smart way of approaching things always. She's more chaotic and you know, unhinged. But I just lost my train of thought. The first time that's happened in 2 days. Where was I?
I'm just about, you know, embracing your character and how you play somebody like that.
Yeah. I love the fact that Eden is just like very humorous and has a lot of fun. And I think I just I found the humor in Eden brought her back to the kind of the part that I could relate to myself and kind of be like, you know what? She's just living life. This is just who she is. Like, she's just having a great time, and whatever. Just let her run free. Like, go be free, demon girl. Go be free.
Yeah, if I may, I know that I'm going to try and keep this brief because I hate when things get cut short. But I think for me, it wasn't really about, accepting Gabe for who he was, because at the end of the day, he is wrong. He is a bad person. So I wasn't really necessarily concerned about being liked or anything. Like, I kind of knew going into the character that Gabe will not be liked. And I can't wait for the backlash, because people don't really know how to separate actors from their characters. So people are going to think I'm a real jerk for a while now, which I'm prepared for. I'm stoked about it. That just means I did a good job. But, I think the interesting thing about villains is they have this characteristic. I think it's just how driven they are, that no matter how unlikable they are, you root for them in some weird way, because without them, the story wouldn't move forward. And you can see that in shows like You. Joe Goldberg is a terrible person who does terrible things, but you can't help but root for him. Deep down, he's doing it all because out of love and passion, and he wants his goal so badly. And I think, it's more, I think, the writer's concern whether or not the character's liked. They can decide entirely whether they're going to structure it a certain way to give them any redeeming qualities. And I'm not sure if Gabe has any of those. I guess we'll find out when people give their opinions. But Gabe is not a likable dude. Well, that's nice of you. Was not a fan of his hair, personally. But we'll see if Gabe has any redeeming qualities. I think I would be the worst judge of that, because obviously I'm a little too close to the situation. But like Kalia said, our characters do believe they're right. And I think in some part, you have to believe that as well to really give the best performance.
Halia, what was it like to find out about the sequence Trapped Under the Glass and see what that looks like to get